Babe of the day. Babe of the day. Chelsea Field. I really like this actress and always have. She isn't just a great looking actress. She's a great actress who just happens to be great looking. When it comes to Chelsea Field, I think talent comes first. She has been in a ton of memorable productions, but I believe she deserves more recognition. She started in show business as a solid gold dancer. 1985 is when she started getting acting roles. She had a small part on the TV show Airwolf, and small parts in the John Travolta comedy film Perfect, and the Arnold Schwarzenegger action film Commando, all in 1985. It was a pretty humble start, but things would change in a couple years. Chelsea was cast as the heroine Teela in the Masters of the Universe live-action movie from 1987. A lot of people know that this was Dolph Lundgren's first starring role, but it was also Chelsea's first major role. The Masters of the Universe movie is extremely different from the cartoon, but I think it's still a good movie. It had a great cast for sure. Dolph was a new actor at that time, but I think he did very well as He-Man. Chelsea did a good job of capturing Teela's personality from the cartoon, although she looked entirely different. It doesn't matter much, because Chelsea looked fantastic in her Teela costume. The He-Man movie, as it's often referred to, didn't do as well in theaters as they wanted, but years down the road it became much better liked. And it didn't hurt the careers of any of the actors involved. For a live-action superhero type film in 1987, it was done pretty well given budget constraints and the limitations of special effects. From the He-Man movie onward, Chelsea Field became a very busy actress in films and television. In 1991, Chelsea played Virginia Slim, the leading lady in the action movie Harley-Davidson and the Marlboro Man. I always liked this movie, but it flopped in theaters. Like Masters of the Universe, it's another film that took on cult status later on. Like He-Man, this movie had an excellent cast, with Mickey Rourke and Don Johnson as the leads. Right after that, however, and in the same year, Chelsea had a successful movie with the action hit The Last Boyscout starring Bruce Willis and Damon Wayans. Again, she was the leading lady, and again, she knocked it out of the park. Chelsea played the wife of Bruce Willis's character. Early in the movie, you find out that she's been unfaithful to Bruce, but throughout the course of the movie, she redeems herself and they repair their relationship. This is yet another movie with an excellent cast of well-known actors. Chelsea seems to fit in well with other name actors. It would appear, to me, that casting directors caught on to this too. She had leading lady roles in action movies like Extreme Justice and Snapdragon, both in 1993. Extreme Justice also starred Lou Diamond Phillips and Scott Glenn. Snapdragon is notable for being the first movie Pamela Anderson starred in. Once again, both of these movies had a lot of notable actors. On the whole scope of things, Chelsea didn't do that many movies where the budgets and actors were terrible. She was incredibly lucky. In 1994, she did another movie I really like called Andre, a family film based on a true story about a seal. Chelsea played the mother in that picture, opposite of Keith Carradine as the father, and Tina Majorino as the daughter. This was a cute movie, and it did alright in theaters, but for some reason it's not quite as well remembered as some of her other movies. A project she did in 1995 that I really like was a TV movie called The Omen, meant to serve as a pilot for an ongoing series. It's not like the earlier Omen movies at all. In this movie, an evil entity jumps from one person to another, possessing them and making them do its bidding. Chelsea was one of the leads along with Brett Cullen and William Sadler. She played an ER nurse. By the end of the movie, our three heroes decide to join forces on a permanent basis to fight the entity. I was really looking forward to this becoming a series, but it never happened. She then did the movie Flipper in 1996. It was a comedy adventure starring Paul Hogan and Elijah Wood, but she was the leading lady. It was a remake of the classic film and TV series about the famous dolphin. This movie did okay in theaters, but I think it should have been a much bigger hit. Chelsea played directly opposite of Paul Hogan's character as his love interest. It was a cool dynamic. In a lot of ways, casting Chelsea in this movie made sense. She had just done a seal movie 2 years earlier. A dolphin movie was natural. I think this movie was more fun than Andre, as there was no drama, and it allowed Chelsea's character to be more amusing. She's worked quite a bit since then, but the biggest thing to have come up is a regular role on the crime drama NCIS New Orleans as Rita Devereaux from 2017 to 2021. She was a recurring character from seasons 3 through 6, and a main cast member in its 7th and final season. In 2009, Chelsea married actor Scott Bakula, well known as being the star of Quantum Leap and a lot of other stuff. They have 2 boys. By the time they were married, they had already been in a relationship for 15 years. They first worked together on the 1994 film A Passion to Kill. They worked together again in the TV movies The Bachelor's Baby in 1996 and Net Force in 1999. Scott was also the series lead of NCIS New Orleans, in which Chelsea would later become a co-star, playing his long-distance love interest. There is no room for argument. Chelsea Field is a legitimate actress who has enjoyed a long and varied career. She got to be in a lot of great movies and TV shows, working alongside many of the best people in show business. Chelsea didn't get locked into just doing B movies, or just one genre, or even typecast. I believe her talent and work ethic got her recognized by the right people. I'm not alone in thinking that Chelsea Field is a shining star and true Babe of the Day. Babe of the Day.